Hi, everybody. My name is Zoe, and welcome back to Frank Conversations. Okay, so we have finally got our cabinet. South Africa has finally got a cabinet, and it's a circus, to say the least. Okay, so I'm just going to focus on two ministries because those are the ones that are just sounding like bells to me right now. Those are like the biggest red flags I'm seeing right now. So have you ever slept, right, with one eye open because you have enemies and you just don't have enough security, right? You just prepared. You prepared to run. Like whatever it is, you are like this. You are prepared to run. That's basically how we should be sleeping right now for the next 5 years, because the government of Cyril Ramaphosa decided that they're going to take 70-year-old Angie Motshekga, who failed dismally to minister, improve, and at least manage basic education in South Africa. They decided to take that lady who lowered the pass rate of the country to 30%. That very same lady, they decided, no. She couldn't deal with life orientation. Maybe let's give her soldiers. Maybe let's give her like drones. Not that we have, but I'm just saying, let's just give her like armory. Let's give her, spice her life up a little, at the age of 70. Let's do that. Like it's a ministry good enough for a 70-year-old woman to guard a whole nation. Do me a favor. Find a map. Close your eyes. When you have that map, close your eyes and point with your eyes closed. Point at any place on that map. And once you find that place on the map, go look at the ministry or the minister of defense of that country. Like, I don't care whether it's in Africa or in Asia, wherever, just do it. And comment down below. Let me know what you find out. Because what we are dealing with is a very sensitive, very dangerous game. What they are playing is very dangerous, and it's something that is detrimental to our lives as South Africans. But, it's politics, right? Everything is politicized in South Africa. Even our lives are politicized, The whole military is politicized. It doesn't really matter who deals with, like, military, Angie doesn't, she's fine. She couldn't deal with basic education, but she can definitely deal with soldiers and guns and drones. So that's basically where we at. I think that these people have made us so vulnerable. They've made us like so endangered. Like, I feel like we are so unsafe right now. It's like we are practically a naked state at this point. And it's unfortunate that all of this is happening now, because Botswana is like in the process, or if the conference has already happened, they're in the process of having this conference with military people from all over the world who are basically supporting the West. Botswana, our neighbor, they have this military conference, and with the US and all these other states, right? Yeah. So we have the West in our backyard, and we have Angie Motshekga, 70 years, teacher. Personally, I think we are deliberately being weakened. I think our military is deliberately being weakened for a greater reason. Whatever that reason is, it is crippling our military is part and parcel of that reason. And it didn't just start now with this now administration. It started way back then when Cyril reduced funding for the military force. Like, who does that in this day and age where there are wars everywhere? There's war everywhere you look. And the president of South Africa decides, no, instead of cutting down on my cabinet, I'm just going to cut down on funding for the military. So I do think it's part of a greater reason, whatever that reason is, but we're going to find out. And when we find out, it's going to be sad, because we are going to be very ill prepared. We are going to be very ill prepared because our military as it stands is very under-resourced. There's very little resources allocated to the military of South Africa, not to mention the outdated equipment that we have. I mean, countries are using drones and stuff, and we are here still fighting with God knows what. And so at this point, I think we can just take it from the soldiers in the DRC, how bad it is that those people cannot even defend themselves from militias. We're not talking about like people who are military trained. We are talking about militias, like people who just gathered because they believe in one thing. Those people can defeat an army that is based in a different country. So you can just see what's going to happen should we need the SANDF to protect the country. It's not going to happen. So this is where we are. This is where we are as South Africa. The military has absolutely no autonomy. They are politicized. There's no strength. There's no proper leadership. It's just a bunch of people collecting a paycheck at the end of the month. And so we need to take things a little seriously, especially when it comes to those kinds of things, because this is not just a day in the life. It is our safety as South Africans. It is our children's safety. It's our, if we cannot protect ourselves or protect our sovereignty, then what? Anyone can just get in from the back door and decide, I'm going to take over. And they can, because our military is very weak, which is why I think this is deliberately done, to weaken our military. All right, now let's move on to the Minister of Home Affairs. This is another one. So the DA has now the Minister of Home Affairs, and this guy apparently is Zimbabwean, and his top priority is working visas. His top agenda, at the top of his agenda, is to get working visas running in South Africa. Tell me why, in a country where national unemployment is 32.9% and 45.5% of the youth are unemployed, and here you are that in the top agenda, at the top of your agenda is working visas. So when we told people about the agendas of the DA and immigration in the country and how they employ these immigrants and pay them peanuts and deliberately not hiring South Africans, we got ridiculed, we got told all sorts of things, and we got called all sorts of things. But then, in all fairness, let's just look at the Western Cape, right? It's a glorified haven for white supremacy. You look at the people that are working in these places, majority of them are immigrants, and they are not even getting paid. I don't know. They're just not getting paid. You can't live off of whatever these people are getting paid in the Western Cape. And Now we are getting this Minister of Home Affairs who says at the top of his agenda is getting these working permits. We have unemployed doctors, we have unemployed engineers, we had scientists, teachers, archaeologists, psychologists, you name them, we have them. They're all unemployed. And this person's concern is working visas. That should tell you exactly what the agenda of the government, of this fake government of unity is. It's got nothing to do with you, Ndasekai. It's got nothing to do with you as a South African. It's got nothing to do with you. This is power. This is people trying to keep power. This is people trying to grab on power to control us and to do what it is with the power, what they want. So here we are fighting against who the Minister of the Military Defense Force is, and Home Affairs. So you tell me where you are sitting or you're standing. What do you make of this whole situation? What do you make of it? You know, I do hope the people who voted for ANC and for DA are happy with the decisions that their political parties are making, because what it's looking like, it's looking like we are being replaced and we are constantly going to be put in the corner as South Africans. You know, we are in for a ride. We are in for a very, very bumpy ride. And if we don't fix it, it's going to fix us. If we don't fix it, it's going to fix us. But this is how we have decided to govern, or this is how they have decided to govern us against our will. And so let's see. We'll have to keep looking and trying to fix whatever mess it is that's going on in the country. But I still say, remain hopeful. Let's do what we need to do. We are fighters. We've always been fighters. We've always known where we belong. And let this year not be an exception of us just accepting the status quo, because it's not for us. It's never for us. It's never been for us. So let us stand up and fight. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please comment about those military defense force leaders. Let us talk about it a little bit. And it's alarming. We might joke about it, but it's alarming. And let's fight to make it better. This is for everyone in South Africa. Because if you are not safe, it's already bad. But if you are not safe, you know, there's no way you can just walk around and be like, you know, I'm white, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that. Long as you're in the country and you're not safe, there's nothing you can do but sleep with that one eye open. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.